welcome back to the DC Roar YouTube channel. My name is Tristyn Scott, and these are all the books that I read in March 2024. The first book that I read this month was The Tower of Nero, and it is the final book in the Trials of Apollo series by Riordan. It follows Apollo, who goes by Lester in his mortal form, and Meg McCaffrey as they finally confront Nero and Python. I gave this book 4 stars because, like with its predecessors, I just think I've read too many adult books to rate a book meant for middle schoolers 5 stars. I will forever promote Rick Riordan's writing and sing his praises, but I have matured since I was 12 years old. The second book that I read this month was The Color Purple. It is a standalone novel by Alice Walker and takes place in the early 20th century. I loved this book and I practically devoured it. The characters were so well written and it truly felt like I was reading someone else's letters. Like I mentioned in the February video, I originally planned for it to be read for Black History Month, but I unfortunately couldn't fit it in. Highly recommend this book. The third book that I read this month was The Poppy War, and it is the first book in the Poppy War trilogy by R.F. Kuang. This book hooked me, and I finished the first 300 pages in 2 days and quickly finished the last 280 odd pages in like the next 3 days. The character development is immaculate, and I was genuinely interested in all of the main and side characters. Rin, the protagonist, felt like a real person who was given immense power, and her actions reflect that. I really enjoy the writing. Oh my gosh. I gave it 5 stars, and I really suggest you read it. The last book that I read this month was Juniper and Thorn. It is a gothic horror novel by Reid. It's set in the same universe as her other book, The Wolf and the Woodsman. I gave this book only 4 stars because while I really did enjoy it, I expected more of a horror vibe from it. It felt like a generic dark fairy tale, but I loved it nonetheless. I saw one of the twists coming from a mile away, but I was still wrong about the minor details. I definitely recommend this book, and the world building was pretty good. The first book I have planned to read in April is The Fiancé Farce, a sapphic marriage of convenience romance. Tansy accidentally creates a fake girlfriend who is a real, very rich person, and Gemma needs to marry in order to inherit the family company. When Gemma learns that Tansy has been pretending to date her for months now, she takes that opportunity to marry her so that she can get her family fortune. The second book that I have planned is The Rise of Kyoshi. It's a prequel novel to the Nickelodeon TV show Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it follows the life of one of the previous avatars, Kyoshi, as the title suggests. It is a duology, and I do plan on reading the second book. The third book I have planned for April is Until the Shadows Lengthen. I know nothing about this book, other than that it's a thriller, and I am excited to read it. The last book I have planned to read is Good Girl, Bad Blood. I read the first book, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and loved it, and I'm excited to read the sequel. Thank you for joining me for March's reviews, and I'll see you guys next month. Bye!